Kalo Court here on the campus of Westerville South High School here in Westerville, Ohio, where tonight your Warriors will take on super sophomore Xavier Jones and Westerville South. Hi, everybody. It's Rick Cooper, the voice of the Warriors, and it's great to have you with us here on the Westerville North Sports Network. We welcome you to Tuesday Night Hoops. They are presented exclusively by Krieger Ford. They are the exclusive Ford dealership of the Westerville North Sports Network. Krieger Ford, 1800 Morse Road in Columbus, home of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, and peace of mind. Shop at KriegerFord.com today, and we welcome you to the North Star Family Dental pregame show. North Star Family Dental is proud to support Warriors Athletics. Enjoy a free whitening with a new patient exam, cleaning, and x-rays. You can get that special at North Star Family Dental by calling 614-682-6213 or visiting them online at northstarfamilydental.com. First of two meetings this year between North and South. Warriors trying to win for the 27th straight time and their 19th straight time in the OCC Capital. Their last loss overall was all the way back on the 7th of December. It was up at Cleveland St. Ignatius. They lost that game 87-75. Ignatius at the time was the defending Division I state champs. The Warriors played tonight here on Ed Kalo Court at Westerville South, and there's one big missing piece in tonight's rivalry contest, and it is Ed Kalo. For the first time in Chantrusly's 37 years with Westerville North basketball, he will look down that sideline to his left and not see the Hall of Fame head coach, the 69-year-old head coach, stepping away in June. 51-year-old Trevor Kielmeyer, a 1992 South alum and longtime assistant in this program, was named as Ed Kalo's successor. And I would say when you treat people right, you have longtime assistants that work under you, like Kielmeyer, 27 years, Brad Burris, 26 years, and Pat Palumbo, 37 years, and that has almost certainly helped make the transition much smoother here at Westerville South, but it'll definitely be different tonight, not seeing Coach Kalo challenging his guys and sometimes challenging the men in stripes on that Wildcat sideline. Westerville South comes in tonight at 2-2 overall. They are 1-1 in the OCC Capital, coming off an 83-73 loss against Big Walnut in this building on Friday night. The Wildcats lost despite getting 33 points from Xavier Jones, a sophomore who hit 13 of 23 from the field. Jones added 8 rebounds, I should say, and 7 assists. Both of those were team highs. The honorable mention All-State selection has scored 69 points over the past two contests against Pickerington North and Big Walnut. Senior Hassan Kaba was the other Wildcat in double digits on Friday night with 11 points. He grabbed 5 rebounds and dished out 5 assists and did all of it on 5 of 11 shooting. But the big story in that game on Friday night was the play of Big Walnut freshman guard Gabe Stump, playing in his first ever varsity game. Stump hit 4 of 7 from way downtown and erupted for a team-high 17 points. Stump is the son of second-year head coach Aaron Stump, and he's the younger brother of junior guard Eli Stump, who just led the football Golden Eagles to another trip to the state Final Four. Eli added 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists on 5 of 12 shooting. And big senior Owen Pollock, a Florida Atlantic football commit, finished with a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds on 5 of 10 shooting. He was only 0 of 6 at the stripe, so dominated every area of the game except the charity stripe. Golden Eagles shot 50% from the field and 42%, 8 of 19 from three-point range. Westerville North improved to 2-0 on the year with an impressive 62-23 home win against Delaware Hayes on Friday night. 10 different Warriors scored, 2 finishing in double digits. Junior Tony Cornett leading the way with 11 points. Senior Elijah McCree added 10. Tyson Perkins continues to affect this game in every way. He has done it for at least 2 seasons, maybe 3. 9 points in the game, a team-high 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a game-high 6 steals. He is averaging 6 steals per game through 2 games. The Warriors held the Pacers to single digits in scoring in all 4 quarters, including 5 in the second and just 4 points in the third. Senior Jeremiah Russell is a first-team all-league selection. He will play college basketball next season. He's the Pacers' leading scorer. Well, he was held to just 3 points on Friday night on 1 of 7 shooting with that lone bucket coming on a 30-foot three-pointer to beat the first quarter buzzer. North turned 21 Pacer turnovers into 25 points. The Warriors shot 51% from the field and held Delaware Hayes to just 23% shooting, and they enjoyed a 20-0 advantage in transition points. Sophomore Chase Toombs was the lone bright spot for the Pacers. Toombs hit 3 of 3 from the field, 1 of 1 behind the arc, and finished with a team-best 7 points, 2 rebounds, and a block. It should be a fun night of basketball from here at Westerville South. We are excited to bring it to you tonight here on the Westerville North Sports Network. This is the North Star Family Dental pregame show. North Star Family Dental is a proud supporter of Warriors Athletics and Wildcats Athletics, and we appreciate their support. If you're looking for a new dentist that you can trust with the health of your family, look no further than North Star Family Dental. They are the #1 choice. They have been voted a top dental practice by nextdoor.com and the Columbus Dispatch. Visit northstarfamilydental.com to learn a lot more. We take a quick peek at tonight's injury report for Westerville South. Now, the only body on it right now is Hassan Kaba, their 6'3" senior forward, but this has been something that this young man has been dealing with for a long time, going back to football season. A back injury actually slowed him down in the summer. Missed a lot of basketball as a result. Trevor Kielmeyer, the Wildcat head coach, told us that Kaba is playing at about 85%. There is nobody on that injury report tonight for Westerville South. We have a lot coming up on a packed North Star Family Dental pregame show. We will introduce you to tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. We'll compare these two teams statistically. We'll tell you about the Wildcats a season ago, how they fared in postseason play. But when we come back, we check in with the head coach of the Warriors. His name is Shan Trusley. He appears courtesy of Smile Doctors in Westerville. We'll talk to the Warrior head coach after this 60-second timeout, courtesy of State Street Advisors. It's 2-0 Westerville North on the road tonight at 2-2 Westerville South, and there is only one place to watch it. It's right here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit StateStreetAdvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC, a broker, dealer, and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. And Ed Kalo Court for the first of 2 meetings this year between the Warriors and the Wildcats. And head coach Shan Trusley going to talk a little bit of basketball with us. He appears courtesy of Smile Doctors. Dr. Chuck Reed and Smile Doctors in Westerville are the official orthodontist of the Westerville North Sports Network. Affordable monthly payment options and discounts are available for qualifying patients, and most dental plans are accepted. You can schedule your complimentary consultation by visiting smiledoctors.com. Located located on Maxtown Road. They are the exclusive sponsor of our interviews with head coach Shan Trusley, Stanley Jackson, and Lawrence Pack all season long here on the Westerville North Sports Network. We'll coach North and South tonight from here at Ed Kalo Court, but no Ed Kalo tonight. First time in your 37 years, first time we've called a game and not seen him on the sidelines. And how strange is that going to be to look down the baseline or sideline tonight and not see the Hall of Fame head coach?
It's different. Coach Kalo's first year as head coach here at Westerville South was my senior year at Westerville North. So, played against him then. And then I've been to a couple of games already this year to scout the Wildcats and not to see him over there. It's unique. It's different. But I know he's obviously created the culture here of success here at Westerville South. And I know that he's involved in some way, shape, or form. He's probably helping out any way he can. But, he's a legend, one of the most successful coaches in the history of the state of Ohio. And I was lucky and proud to call him friend and to be able to work with him and work against him. And
so tonight the Trevor Kielmeyer era begins, but begins not the right word for a guy that's been doing this now his 28th season, 27 years with the JV at Westerville South. So I imagine just talking to him, not going to see a lot of sweeping changes. You kind of told me off the air, doing a lot of the same stuff, but I just wanted to ask for a guy like you that waited 24 years to get that first head coaching varsity gig at year 25. How happy are you for Trevor Kielmeyer?
People in Westerville, including myself, are really happy for Trevor, and I know people in the OCC are rooting for Trevor because he's been loyal, he's been committed, he was a big part of that success they've had for the last few decades. Along with him and Pat Palumbo and Coach Thomas, their JV coach, they've worked as a team together, and so I'm really happy for him, and he's doing a lot of really good things with his kids. I really like his team. They're playing really hard, and when I watch them play, it reminds me of the Westerville South teams of the past in terms of their effort and what they try to do offensively and defensively. But I'm sure Trevor has added his own little touches here and there.
Absolutely, and you mentioned those guys, those long tenures of Brad Burris, Pat Palumbo. I mean, it just says a lot, I think, about Coach Kalo, the job he did to have people around as long as this crew has been. It's kind of unheard of a little bit, just as you were unheard of at Westerville North, but it's kind of unusual, and it breeds success.
Oh, and I can't believe I forgot Brad. So, yeah, Brad Burris has also been here the whole time. And like I said, it's a team within itself, that coaching staff. And we've been fortunate, too, at Westerville North to have the same group of guys working together. And I think the kids see that. I think the kids at South and the kids at North see that their coaching staff works as a team, and it sort of rubs off on the kids on the floor. So, we're proud at all three schools of what our kids do out on the floor and the way they take care of business and the way they conduct themselves. And so that's something special here in Westerville.
Let's talk about the Wildcats a little bit. 2-2 overall, 1-1 in the league. A big early non-league win, 2 overtimes at Pickerington North, and a tough loss Friday night against maybe what some would say one of the best teams maybe in the state in Division II with Big Walnut. What have you and your staff learned about this Wildcat squad plowing through their first 4 games on tape?
They're very talented, very skilled. They shoot the ball really well. They bring kids in off the bench who can shoot it. They start kids who can shoot it. They're led by Xavier Jones, but he does a great job of involving all of his teammates. And so they're a good group. And like I said, I've watched them a couple times. They're fun to watch. They play really hard. They play great defense. And, they get the ball up and down the floor. And the double overtime game against Pick North, they got into the 80s. Against Big Walnut, they got into the 70s. Against Dublin Scioto, I think it was 78 or 79. So they play a great style of basketball.
What hurt them on Friday night?
Big Walnut size. Big Walnut, and that's what we all have to deal with in this league, is Big Walnut size when you're dealing with kids like Cameron Scholl and Olin Pollock and Eli Stump. Even as a perimeter player, Eli's 6'4". And so it's their size, it's their length, that gives teams problems.
You mentioned Xavier Jones, 69 points over the last 2 games. What makes him so difficult to deal with?
He's really fast with the basketball. You got to get in front of him in transition, and then he can score at all 3 levels. He can lay it in finish. He's really good in the mid-range. It's hard to get to his shot. He's got this sort of fall-away jumper that's hard to reach, and then he can shoot the three. And the thing I like about Xavier is he's like I said, he tries to make his teammates better. He's always, even though he's scoring at that clip, he finds his teammates. He finds his teammates in transition. He's willing to make the extra pass. He's just a really good basketball player.
You said this already. Maybe elaborate on it. 33 points the other night, and only 6 of them were on threes. Kind of unusual in this era we play in to do so much inside that three-point line. Does that put a lot more pressure on a defense, that ability to score at all 3 levels, like you said?
Yeah, no, it does. His ability to get it to the paint, and like I said, he can get it to the paint and score it, or he can get it to the paint and find his teammates. And so a lot of offensive basketball today is predicated on paint touches, and he's really good at getting paint touches.
Let's talk about your squad. To get to 2-0, convincing win on Friday night against Delaware Hayes. And I know there's a lot of facets to a basketball game, and I'm not very bright, but when you hold a team to 9 points over a span of 16 minutes in the second and third quarter, you don't lose very often. But thoughts on the defense and what else you were pleased with on Friday night?
I thought we guarded really well. The kids bought in. The kids went out and executed the game plan, and a lot of our game plan is built around what the kids can do. We take pride in the fact that we don't try to, pound a square peg into the round hole. And so our kids went out, and the thing is, Jeremiah Russell's a fantastic player, one of the best players in our league, and I think he scored 3 points Friday night. And the thing was, everybody guarded him. It was, Jacob Medhani on the scouting report. Jacob had him, and Jacob has been fantastic this year for us. He's been the ultimate glue guy, the ultimate teammate. He's great on the defensive end. But, Tyson Perkins, Tony Cornett, Nate Roman, Elijah McCree, Damian King, our post players, Desmond O'Canny, they all took turns guarding him at some point because of the way we play. And so everyone did a really good job defensively.
Bet you Russell slept well on Friday night, just one after another. One thing that Coach Kielmeyer said to me when we talked yesterday, he said, one of the strengths of your team, it just jumped out, I got to ask you about it. He said, the intimidation factor. He said, I think there's teams that are just intimidated by the pressure that you touched on with Russell. Do you sense that? I mean, he just felt like there's not only all the stuff he loves about what you're doing, X's and O's, but just that teams are come in and they want no part of what you're doing defensively right now. I know it's a hard question, but it was an interesting, I've never heard a coach use that terminology with any basketball team.
We just play hard. We tell the kids, be coachable, give great effort, play hard, and then we'll see what it looks like after 32 minutes. So, for the kids, what we do in games is no different than the way we approach practice.
Sure.
We practice really hard, we practice really well, and then we try to follow through on game night. So, for us, for the kids, it's just the way we play.
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to be concerned about what other teams think. It's that whole idea of you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do.
What do you do tonight? What besides those effort, attitude, those staples of your program, any specific must-dos that are unique to this matchup tonight?
We got to rebound. We talk about that all the time, Rick, that we have to rebound, and we don't need to dominate the glass. Our goal every game is to win the rebounding battle by 1. We want to be +1 at the end of the night. So we have to rebound the ball. We have to guard. We have to guard the arc, especially in transition. They're really good at throwing it up the sideline or throwing it across the court and finding three-point shooters. So we gotta find three-point shooters. We got to get our hand up. We got to make a miss. Then we got to rebound it.
Good stuff. Always appreciate your thoughts, Coach. Best of luck tonight and the rest of the year.
Thank you so much.
That's head coach Shan Trusley. He appears courtesy of Smile Doctors in Westerville. Big thank you to Dr. Chuck Reed and Smile Doctors, where why should you choose them? How about free consultations, affordable and zero interest installment plans? Most insurance plans are accepted, and personalized care that'll help you smile happy. Smile Doctors, Maxtown Road in Westerville. Visit smiledoctors.com. We'll take a break. Tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups are coming up next. This is the Westerville North Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Well, back here at Westerville South, first of two meetings between these two teams in 2025-26. Third game of the year for the Warriors as they continue to win. They have won 26 in a row, dating back to December the 7th of a season ago. Westerville South, the home team tonight, enrollment of 1421, Division II in boys basketball for only the second time in school history. D2 a year ago after expansion. We asked Trevor Kielmeyer, when were you D2 previously? He said never. They have always been a Division I school. They are the 2016 Division I state champs. They beat Lima Senior that year 57-55, led the entire night. Lima Senior was undefeated coming into that game, and they tied it late at 55. We were in the building that night. Rico Stafford tied it with 28 seconds left for Lima Senior, but Ed Kalo elected to play it out. No timeout, put the ball in the hands of the guy that ended up being the state tournament MVP. Talking about Jordan Humphrey, who scored on a runner with 1.8 seconds left to win it for Westerville South. Lima Senior was led by Xavier Simpson, who won the Mr. Basketball Award that year and went on to play at Michigan. Westerville South was the state runners-up a year prior to that. They have a state championship in basketball, like we said, also in boys soccer. And Jermaine Geis, a jack of all trades, was one of the key guys on that soccer team back in 1989. Girls soccer, 2 state titles, 94 and 95. Ed Kalo led this program to 2 undefeated regular seasons, 21-0 back in 2021-22 and 20-0 in 2009-2010 when Trayvon Jackson was on that team. He actually won 45 straight regular season games, including 19 in a row the following year before losing in the final game of the regular season that year to Marion Harding. And Trayvon Jackson, Jimmy's son, was a junior on that undefeated team in 2009-2010. They have made 17 football playoff appearances, 5 in the Matthew Christ era, 2 in the Eric Calland era. The 2025 football team, the number 5 seed in Division II Region 7. They lost at number 4 Canal Winchester in a regional quarterfinal. That was 28-21 was the final score in that game, and they did knock off the Warriors in football this year. South won that game 30-7. It was a 7-7 game at halftime when Jaleel Armstrong, the Wildcat running back, got loose. 3 rushing touchdowns, his 3rd, 4th, and 5th rushing touchdowns of the year from 11 yards, 1 yard, and 4 yards out. It was still only a 14-7 game midway through the third quarter when Westerville North got their 4th punt blocked in 4 weeks. The ball was blocked out of the back of the end zone for a safety. It extended the Wildcat advantage to 16-7, and the proverbial wheels came off at that point, and Westerville South pulled away, and we said dominated that second half, won the game 30-7. Plenty of distinguished alum. We'll try to talk about as many as we can. On Andre Wesson, one of the Wesson boys that went on to play at Ohio State. He is playing in Hungary this year. Trayvon Jackson, as we said, South's all-time leading scorer, 1,388 points. Took South to that undefeated regular season. He hosts a podcast out in L.A. Jermaine Geis, the Westerville South girls coach, 7th season this year, played at Butler in the early 90s when he was a 2-time team MVP, number 8 on Butler's all-time scoring list with 1,607 points. Adam Wolf, a graduate of this program, 99 South grad, 3rd on the scoring list, played at Michigan State for Judd Heathcote, maybe. Rick Cooper, you're showing, I'm going to say that was Tom Izzo still at that point in 99. And Caleb Wesson, the Mr. Basketball from 2017, played in Japan last year, again was a junior on that 2016 state title team, was the Japan Player of the Month last year at one point. Not in basketball right now, but Trevor Kielmeyer says he expects him to sign a contract in early 2026. Football guys, there's plenty of them. Kajana Carter, Andy Katzenmoyer, Lance Moore, one of my favorites, David Mitchell, B.J. Cunningham, and many, many more. All of those guys except Andy Katzenmoyer were basketball players for Ed Kalo as well. We take a quick look at tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. 2 brand new locations on Polaris Parkway. Same great chicken for Westerville North. Tyson Perkins at 1 guard, 5'9" junior, averaging 10 points and a team best 7.5 rebounds. The other guard is Elijah McCree at a career high 31 in the season opener against Dayton Northridge. He's their leading scorer right now at 19 a game, dishing out a team high 3.5 assists and shooting 42% on threes. The forwards tonight are Jacob Medhani, 6'1" senior, 4.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and the other forward is Tony Cornett, who led this team with 11 on Friday night in that win against Delaware Hayes. 6'5" junior is second in scoring at 13.5 a game, and big Damian King, the man in the middle, 6'4" junior, averaging 6.5 points, which is 4th on this team, and 3 rebounds. The Warriors are coached by Shan Trusley in this his 24th year as an assistant. This is now his 13th year as the Warrior head coach. 186 wins and 106 losses. He wins at a clip of 64%. He's assisted tonight by Lawrence Pack, Lamont Tillman, Kylie Gessner, Jalen Hearn, and Amal Brown. Those are tonight's starting lineups for the Warriors. We'll give you the Wildcat starting lineup courtesy of Chick-fil-A after this final timeout. We throw the basketball up next. It's Westerville North, Westerville South. This is the Westerville North Sports Network.
Even though you pay Social Security, you probably don't know all the facts about it, like where your money goes, or how much your Social Security protection is worth, or how old you'll have to be to get retirement benefits, or how much you'll receive when you're eligible. But there is one way to get all the facts, and that's by calling 1-800-772-1213 for the free booklet, Basic Facts About Social Security. That's 1-800-772-1213.
I let 6 of my employees go last year.
I let 5 employees go in 5 months.
In fact, just last week I let 3 go.
A lot of employers are letting their employees go to serve their country in the National Guard and Reserve. The Guard and Reserve has become more important than ever, making up 52% of our military force. So join the troops.
I haven't had to let any of my employees go, but when the time comes, I will.
Support your employees in the Guard and Reserve. A message from Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve and Ad Council.
Our mission is one of hope. Since 1896, every day of every year, Volunteers of America has been feeding the elderly, helping troubled youth, sheltering the homeless, and restoring hope to more than 1 million people a year. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-899-0089 or visit volunteersofamerica.org.
Ready? Not. Your body's been ready for quite some time.
Ready?
But not your mind. You have lots to do before you have a baby. But don't forget to take folic acid today and every day to prevent birth defects one special day. So when all of you is ready, that baby of yours will be ready to take on the world. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. ready.
National anthem means we're just about set to play basketball as we introduce you to the Westerville South Chick-fil-A starting lineup. Their point guard tonight is Xavier Jones, 6'3", sophomore, honorable mention All-State a year ago. Despite finishing only second team in the OCC Capital, he averaged 13.9 a game last year, a team best 24.3 this year. He's also their leading rebounder and assist guy at 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Does have a little bit of a turnover issue, 4 of them a game a year ago, up to 4.8 this year, but at least this year it's a positive assist to turnover margin. Last year it was 2.1 assists and 4 turnovers. He has scored 69 points in the last 2 games. The 2 guard tonight is Brandon Peebles, sharpshooter, 4th leading scorer on this team a year ago when he averaged 8.6. He is averaging this year better than 3.5 points a game? Nope, that's not right, Rick Cooper. 11.3 a game, 3 rebounds, 7 of 34 behind the 3-point line. The small forward tonight is Jason Mallory, first-year starter, best defender on this team, 3rd in scoring at 9.5 a game, 2 rebounds, 39% from the field. The power forward tonight is Hassan Akaba, the 6'3" senior forward, first team in football in the league this year, special mention in basketball a season ago. He is averaging 9.5 points as well, 4 rebounds, and shooting 39% from the field. And Ethan Bennett, who has kind of shared that center spot with Carlos Higgins through 4 games, will start tonight. 6'4" senior is averaging 3.5 points, 3 rebounds, and shooting 67% from the field. The head coach of the Wildcats in his first season as the head coach, his 30th year as a basketball coach, his 28th year with Westerville South. His 51-year-old head coach Trevor Kielmeyer, 92 Westerville South grad, played with Jermaine Geis and Antoine Smith Sr. on the first league and district title in school history. 96 Otterbein alum, played on 3 national tournament teams, 3 conference tourney title teams, played there with Kelly McClure, Cruz's dad, and Scott Davis, the longtime head coach at Reynoldsburg. Got a double major in political science and history from Otterbein, and we'll give you some of their coaching staff in a minute. Those are tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. Tonight's opening tip is brought to you exclusively by Middlefield Bank, your locally owned financial partner, proudly serving Northeast, Central, and Western Ohio. They are a full-service community bank with a variety of banking and lending solutions. You can learn more at middlefield.bank or stop in their new office at 450 Altair Parkway and see how MB can be your everything bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Warriors win the opening tip. Cornette up close, missed it, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay here. So Trevor Kielmeyer coaches game number 5 with this basketball program. Wife Mindy at 12 years, 3 kids. Tyler was in this program a year ago. Redshirted this year up at Northwestern. Interesting tidbits. Son Tyler rooming up at Northwestern with former Westerville South running back J.J. Stevens. Played middle school basketball and football together, so it was a natural fit for those 2 to room together. 3 by Medhani is no good. Damian King gives him a 3rd opportunity. Tony had it, lost it, got it back, ball on the floor, and a jump ball, and the possession arrow should give it to Westerville South. It looked like it was a violation because Cornette lost it, but his hand was always on top of the basketball. No carry there. To finish, that's Chick-fil-A lineup. Pat Palumbo, year 38, stays on this staff. I don't think Trevor Kielmeyer wanted the job. I think that's kind of how he put it with us. If these guys didn't stay, wanted to work with Palumbo, wanted to work with Brad Burris, year 27. Charles Thomas, the freshman coach a year ago, now the JV coach, led the nation in steals back in the day under Ben Howland at Northern Arizona. Hassan Kaba opens up the scoring for Westerville South and opens up the scoring in this game. 2-0 here early, just underway, about a minute and 15 in, and McCree's pass intercepted by Westerville South. They will shoot a lot of threes, and this time they shoot a 2 and dropped up and in. It's Hassan Kaba who scores again. So Kaba with 4 quick points in this basketball game. 4-0 Wildcats underneath Damian King. A lot of contact, no, but he'll shoot 2. Fans don't like the call, but he was hammered. Anybody else would have been on the floor, but Damian King, stronger than an ox, absorbs the contact. Foul still stands. It'll be charged to Ethan Bennett, their starting center. First on him, first on the team, and Damian King to the line for 2, and the first one is up and in. Damian King, 1 of 4 at the charity stripe coming in. Westerville North has had their struggles. 13 of 24 for 54%. But Damian King puts 2 in, and he slices the deficit down to 2. It's 4-2 with 6:15 to play in this opening quarter. Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, the Westerville North Sports Network. That one deflected and nearly taken away as Jason Mallory had trouble, eventually got to Kaba, and Kaba had it slapped out of bounds near that Westerville North bench. So South will bring it in. About 2 minutes in, and Mallory will go to the backcourt to grab it. 9.5 points, 2 rebounds a game for Jason Mallory, 2-year varsity kid, first-year starter. We'll get it now to Peebles, their sharpshooter, and Peebles lost the basketball. Taken away by Medhani. Medhani explodes to the right elbow and raises from 15, no good. Damian King, an offensive rebound. Relocating, Medhani's 3 did everything but stay down. Defensive rebound, Westerville South, and an outlet pass that was thrown out of bounds. Well, he won't get credit for a steal there, but Tyson Perkins, the guy, the culprit that caused that turnover, did not sprint back down the floor after the Wildcats got the rebound, elected to apply pressure, and it worked. Turnover to Westerville North. Medhani went to a left hand, and they're going to get him for an offensive foul. McCree, I beg your pardon, and they're going to charge it to McCree, and the guy that took it there, that's what I was trying to look at, Coop. I think it was Xavier Jones. I do. So they're going to call the foul on McCree. It'll be his first and the team first. 4-2. Early first quarter, left side. They will hit a lot of threes. I think it's 25 a game without looking at my cheat sheet. And Jason Mallory just tripled from the left wing. 7-2 Wildcats. Good skip pass by Tyson. Left side McCree, the extra pass, no good. Damian King punched at it, but Westerville South takes it away. Wildcats looking to push, and that skip pass was deflected. It'll stay here. Yeah, they are averaging, let's get the correct number, 28.3 attempts a game from three-point range. That is unheard of. Brian Bennett's our referee, 18 years on the baseline right now. Left forecourt, it's Bo Bollinger, and the other side is Adam Barnes as Tyson Perkins, a steal and an easy 2 at the other end. So Tyson Perkins with his first 2, and what? Another turnover is going to give it to Westerville North as McCree and Peebles talking about whether they will eat at the Rusty Bucket or Roosters tonight after the game. Warriors within a possession, chance to tie it possibly here. Brian Bennett, 18 years as the referee, Adam Barnes, 15, and Bo Bollinger underneath the baseline, the senior member of this crew with 23 years as an official. Perkins, right side, Damian King hoists a 3. Medhani got up and got an offensive rebound. Warriors have been active on the backboards, and what? They're going to call a foul here, and it's going to be charged to 22. That's Mackie Dumboya, is that right? Checks into the game. Dumboya has seen limited opportunities here in 4 games, has not scored yet, but extremely athletic. Had an older brother, Ibrahima, that was on this team a year ago. Younger brother, Abu, that is a JV player as a junior, as McCree put it on the floor and kissed it off the window for 2. Was so much more dangerous. Elijah McCree, with that ability to get to the rim, was a point of emphasis, along with getting stronger. Jones into the lane. King blocked his shot. I don't think they're going to call the foul on Damian. I think they're going to get Medhani with a little bit of a push or a little bit of a bump from behind, and that is going to be the call. So for Jacob Medhani, it'll be his first and the second on Westerville North. Both of these teams with 2 team fouls right at the midway point of the quarter. First free throw is up and no good for Xavier Jones. First free throws of the game for Westerville South. They shoot free throws at a 70% clip, 45 of 64, 16 attempts a game as a team. This young man is shooting a lot of them. He is averaging 10 attempts. So 10 of their 16 attempts are coming out of the hand of Xavier Jones, and Jones splits a pair. So Xavier Jones in the books with his first point, makes it a 2-point game. South 8, North 6, 3:53 to play in the quarter. Hands it off to McCree. They gave him space, and Elijah makes him pay. Give him an inch, and he's going to take 3 points as McCree just tripled on that right wing. Westerville North has taken their first lead in this game. It's 9-8, and things getting a little bit chippy right now. Mallory, Peebles, McCree, all of them in there. Things getting real chippy in there. Nobody checking out of the game, and no technicals, just some warnings. They'll inbound the basketball. It's taken away by Tyson. McCree to the other end, laid it in. So Elijah McCree with 7 quick ones. 7 of Westerville North's first 11. The Warriors' lead is up to 3, their biggest lead of the game. South is led by as many as 5. Jones looking to attack, left baseline, 15-footer, no good. Caught in midair, put back, no good by Damboya, and it's going to stay here, and I think they're going to get a loose ball foul on Damian King. We'll see him confirm that if Brian Bennett makes that call. And it is Damian King, his first team third non-shooting foul. So Xavier Jones, of course, older sisters. We'll talk about them, Anissa and Layla. Well, he just did establish himself in the court of play after passing that in. Left side 3, right on line, but he kicks out of the hand of Jason Mallory. Mallory has hit, 5 threes coming in, and Damian King drops in 2 at the other end. So Damian with 4. (13-8) Westerville North, advantage 5 as we go under 3 minutes to play, and that pass intended for Jones, intercepted by Medhani, but his attempt at the other end was partially blocked. Mallory quick down the floor, thought about a 3, Warriors closed out quickly, and that's going to stay here. Boy, good effort by Mallory to get down the floor quickly, but an even better effort by Westerville North to find him in transition quickly. So the Wildcats will bring it in. King will sit down. Desmond O'Canny is in. Nate Roman, the first guard off the bench, is checked in as well. King will sit down. Who else sat down for Westerville North, Coop? Trying to see who else is in. Damian King is down. He'll tell us who the other one is. Left side, Mallory hoists a 3, no good, but an offensive rebound to Westerville North. Medhani to South got the offensive rebound. Medhani sat down as well. Nice little step through, 15-footer, no good. Tyson Perkins the rebound. Good look there by Hassan Kaba. 13-8, biggest lead for North in this game. Nate Roman, they skip it to Roman, and he just hit a 3. Boy, had all kinds of trouble in that spot at Westerville North. He takes his show on the road tonight and triples on that right baseline. Roman with his first three. Normally wears number 2, wearing number 12 tonight. Jumper on the right side is blocked by Tony Cornette. So a tale of two halves in the opening quarter as Westerville North, down 7-2 early, I think? Is that right? Down 7-2. They are in the midst now of a 14-1 run to end the quarter. And nearly another steal there, and they're going to give it to Westerville South. Boy, it sure looked like that was punched off of Hassan Kaba. Just the science of it. Two guys going at it, and Kaba moving left to right, and the basketball ended up moving left to right. Had to be off of Kaba, but they're going to give it to Westerville South as we near a minute to play in the quarter. Left side, little shake and bake by Xavier Jones, and Tony Cornette just blocked another one. That may not work tonight against Tony Cornette. I would try to get something a little bit easier as they lob it in and all the way to the backcourt. It's Kaba. Kaba working against McCree. Exactly a minute to play in the opening quarter, and they're going to get a reach and foul on Tony Cornette. Foul on Tony is his first, fourth on the team, so they had a foul to give. King right back in. Tony Cornette will sit down. Damian King back in with 4 points and a foul. Tony Cornette sits down with no points and a foul. So your Chick-fil-A lineup right now, O'Canny and King will play together, along with Tyson Perkins, Elijah McCree, and Nate Roman. 55 to play in the quarter. Kaba working against King. Kaba to the left elbow. A lot of dribbling right now for Westerville South. I'm not sure that's going to work tonight. Ball movement going to be key against this team, and it still may not be good enough. As Kaba says, Rick Cooper, what do you know? Attacks the rim and scores. 6 for Kaba. And that's totally different than a guy out there just dribbling and putting it between the legs. Hassan Kaba attacking with a purpose there. Has cut it to a 6-point game with 20 seconds to play. They'll play through McCree. We'll see if Shan Trusley says, let's play for one. It sure looks like it. Up 16-10. And Tyson Perkins with 10 seconds to play will be the CEO of this possession for Westerville North. Tyson right side. Tyson, little shake and bake, went to the rim but could not finish. And a late foul is going to be called with 1 second to play. May have been Aiden Javier. It was. Gets limited minutes with this team. 8th, 9th, 10th man, averaging a point, 1.3 points and a rebound. Boy, that's a tough spot for the 5'7" sophomore guard. Tyson's first free throw is up and in. Free throws 3 and 4 for Westerville North. They are a perfect 3 of 3. Tyson Cornette, 1 of 4 at the charity stripe coming in. So now 2 of 5 for 40%. Shot him at a 77% clip last year when he was tied for second best on the team. And he hits 2 and extends the advantage back up to 8, which matches the biggest lead in this game for either team. Tyson will sit down for the final second as they will bring it in out of the hand of Dumboya, and a long heave at the end of the quarter comes up short, and so Westerville North with a 18-10 advantage. Was a little bit concerning early, but Warriors really established things at the end of the quarter, and they do that. Ricky Cooper, again, we're confirming it was a 7-2 basketball game. If that's the case, we're going with a, testing my math here, Rick Cooper, that is a 16-3 run to end the quarter. Ricky Cooper is going to confirm that, our on-site producer, and while he does that, I get a chance to tell you that Dave's Hot Chicken on Polaris Parkway is feeding our crew tonight. 3 locations in Columbus to serve you. 15th and High on the Ohio State campus, Sawmill Road in Dublin, and the location closest to us tonight on Polaris Parkway. Big thank you to Kyle, Josh, Trey, and the rest of the team at Dave's Hot Chicken. Be sure to try their Dave's Bites at Dave's Hot Chicken. White meat chicken tender bites served with a side of fries, a slice of bread, pickles, and a side of Dave's sauce, all for just $10.49. Dave'sHotChicken.com for all the details. They are open tonight till 11. Big thank you to tonight's official game sponsor, Stephan Family Dental, the official dentist of the Westerville North Sports Network. Convenient hours, even evening hours, in a convenient location on Westerview Drive. Visit StephanFamilyDental.com. And big thank you to Empirical Sound and Lighting. They are the official sound and lighting company of the Westerville North Sports Network. Weddings, receptions, ceremonies, seminars, they do it all. Visit EmpiricalSound.com. Thank you, Mike Freight. 18-10. And what? As Noah Hale make that Nate Roman the catch, and he was bumped out there immediately as he caught the basketball, and the guy doing the bumping was Jason Mallory, who picks up his team first here in the second quarter. 7:47 to play, just underway here in quarter number 2. Warriors will play tonight, and they will have kind of something that you may never see again. 3 games in 3 days. Runner is no good. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As they come up empty underneath and put up and in. Took his time down there, did Carlos Higgins, to establish himself back up big, that has started 2 games at that 5 spot. Left side 3, Roman got a good look, no good. Medhani able to retrieve the rebound all the way outside the 3-point line. King went to the left hand but could not finish. And a rebound to Mallory for Westerville South, and that outlet pass stolen, and Medhani races to the rim, but he misses up close, and McCree cleans up the trash and dropped it in. Boy, good anticipation by Medhani, but missed an easy one up close. McCree there to save the day, and another Westerville South turnover. Warriors are forcing 23 turnovers a game and offensively committing 9 a game. I know you don't hear coaches talk about that, talk about rebounding margin, but boy, plus 14 on the turnover stat. They're just not going to win very many basketball games, the opponent, if they're turning it over 20-plus times and not forcing any defensively. 20-12, 8-point advantage. Medhani dribbles into a double team, kicks it out to McCree underneath, cutting to the rim. Damian King went to that left hand. But we have seen that now about 3 or 4 times in the last 2 games. Missed one a moment ago, but had a jump hook against Delaware Hayes, and just really looks comfortable using that offhand, and we touched on it Friday night. Going to be impossible to block that shot with as wide as Damian King is if he can go to that outside hand even with the left. 22-12, right side McCree, backside of the iron, and it hit some apparatus above the backboard, so it'll give it to Westerville South. And O'Canny will sit down, McCree will sit down as Tyson Perkins back into the game. So is Tony Cornett. So your Warriors Chick-fil-A lineup is looks like Nate Roman, Jacob Medhani, Damian King, Tony Cornett, and Tyson Perkins. They get a pretty good double team on Xavier Jones. They break it to the Wildcats. Break it with a dribble to Ethan Bennett. Bennett right side to Jones. Tough shot, no, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll stay here. Damian King thought it went off of Ethan Bennett, but Bo Bollinger, our senior member of our crew, says no. They get an inbound here to Hassan Kaba. I don't think Xavier Jones has had a clean look in, 11 minutes of basketball. Has taken a couple poor shots, and every good shot that he thought was good has been contested. Matchup here, Cornett against Jones. Tony stays down, and Jones missed another one. Started with the fact that Tony didn't take the bait, walled up and played good D, and Tyson to the other end. Let's score the basket, and he was fouled. Bucket is good for Tyson Cornett. Tyson Perkins, thank you. Tyson Cornett on the bench, points 5 and 6. They will charge the foul to Ethan Bennett, who just picked up his second. And Trevor Kielmeyer says, let's talk about it. He's called a Sheets timeout with 4:55 to play in the opening half. And Westerville North with a 24-12 advantage. That 12-point advantage, the biggest of the game. Enjoy what you want, when you want it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Sheets. You can order online at sheets.com. Oasis City Church is your church home this holiday season. The brand new Oasis City Church North Spring campus is having their Christmas Eve services on Tuesday, December 23rd at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. The Oasis City Church Eastwind location off of 270 and Route 3 will have Christmas Eve services. Those are next Wednesday night at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So again, Eve, next Tuesday, 6 and 8 at North Spring. Christmas Eve next Wednesday, 6 and 8 at their Eastwind location. Big thank you to Oasis City Church. Visit oasiscitychurch.com to learn more. So Tyson Perkins with an opportunity to get 3 the old-fashioned way, and it pinballs around and caroms out. First miss of the day for the Warriors at the charity stripe. They are 4 of 5 for 80%, and Tyson did it again. Tony to the other end with one hand this time, rams it in. So Tony Cornett makes it a 14-point game. Set up by another steal from the most disruptive guard in the state. Talking about Tyson Perkins, 26-12. This getting out of hand in a hurry, and Mallory lost it. And a late foul called by Adam Barnes. And they will charge it to Tony Cornett. It'll be his second. Only the first on the team. Nate Roman will sit down. Elijah McCree back in. McCree 9 points and a foul. Nate Roman sits down with 3. Hit that triple from the right baseline. Tonight's insurance agent of the game, Kyle Haskins with Geico Insurance. Visit geico.com/Columbus-Haskins. And another pass stolen this time by Medhani. Goes behind the back to McCree, who went right down the lane, missed it, but Damian King with a one-handed tip put it in. 8 for Damian King. This is a 16-point basketball game, and the Wildcats are in big, big trouble here at Ed Kalo Court. Peebles to the rim, working against Medhani, and the pressure by Medhani forced the step as Peebles slid the pivot foot. Trevor Kielmeyer trying to bring in bodies and bring in somebody to jumpstart this team. Aiden Javier is back in scoreless, and we get our first look at 6-foot junior Grady Hogan, averaging 1.8 points a game, shooting 17% from the field through 4 games. Danger spot for the team wearing white and red, down 16. Warriors in those gold unis, cardinal numbers. McCree on a flare screen, no good. And Damian King just punishing guys yet again. Well, I'm not sure that the Wildcats, are they going to say that he had it and then apparently stepped on the baseline? I thought the initial call, and probably the right call, let's be honest. Again, I think Damian King, we've touched on it, is one of these guys that is so big and so strong that it probably hurts him at times with the officials. There's no doubt that he was displaced, or there was an attempted displacement. The problem is you can't move him, but they still fouled him. They got the basketball at a foot on the baseline, apparently, so it goes back to Westerville South with 3:20 to play in the half. This is Grady Hogan looking for some help and nearly threw it away and did. Taken away by Medhani, who gave it right back, and then they gave it right back to Medhani. Jacob into the lane, no, and he'll get 2, and he is a little bit slow moving. Talking about Jacob Medhani. They're going to charge the foul here to Grady Hogan. It's his first, team third. Medhani able to get up, and he'll get a couple of free throws. Will Jacob Medhani, co-captain on this team. Maybe an important piece after you lose Nolan Fedak, Ronald Jackson. These are good leaders, high character guys, and you lose a couple of McDonald's All-Americans that were pretty special leaders as well. Chantrusly said Rick Cooper, Jacob Medhani, an emerging leader. As Jacob splits two there, and Medhani with his first point of this game. Those McDonald's All-Americans, Ty Perkins being redshirted this year up in Akron, and Micah Young playing in the state of West Virginia at Concord University, a Division II, playing for Todd May over there and getting some opportunities early. Trying to give you an update on those two guys as time permits. Nolan Fedak went over to Trine University in Indiana. Has had a back issue, I think it is. I saw Mrs. Fedak at the Olentangy Foundation game, and they're going to redshirt him there. And, of course, Ronald Jackson was slinging touchdowns at a JUCO down, I think, in the state of Georgia. 29-12, 2:45 to play in the half. The CME Federal Credit Union halftime report is coming up, and Hogan make that. Bennett just turned it over again. Medhani, little crossover, nasty 10-footer, dropped it in. Boy, good luck dealing with that. Medhani changed directions on a dime, and it's a 19-point game. Warriors running away with this one at Ed Kalo Court. 2:15 to play. And a foul out here on the perimeter, and they're going to get Medhani, and I'll nitpick a little bit. Well, no reason to foul right there. They had Kaba out of control, dribbling too much, just sit down and play good defense, but they have been pretty effective reaching and going after basketball, so a foul to give, no damage done. Damian King will sit down. O'Canny is in, and they're going to get a 5-second violation on Westerville South. Well, I guess it's the lesser of two evils than throwing it in and letting them take it, talking about Darshawn Knight. It was a quick 5, says our cameraman, and I think Chantrusly talking to Medhani right now. The thing I don't like about Westerville South right now is just too much dribbling from some of their stars right now, and I just don't think you're going to be, I don't think anybody in the state is going to beat Westerville North putting it on the floor and dribbling. I think you're going to have to move the basketball, and ultimately you're going to have to hit shots. In transition, 2 at the other end. They get a stop at one end, and it leads to points at the other, as number 12, Hassan Kaba, with points 7 and 8. Right back at him. The basket is good, and he was fouled. Elijah McCree drops in 2 more. He's got 11 in this game, 11 in the half, and the foul is on 14, Ethan Bennett, who just picked up his 3rd. Minute 38 to play. Back up to a 19-point advantage. Elijah McCree going to shoot the 8th free throw of this game. Westerville North only shot 4 total free throws in that 39-point win against Delaware Hayes on Friday night. It was a question we had for Lawrence Pack on that Smile Doctors post-game coaches interview, was how much of a concern that is. Warriors have been more aggressive tonight. They have opened up a 20-point lead. 34-14 under 90 seconds to play. CME Federal Credit Union halftime report is coming up. And again, another turnover. I don't know what you do here, but I know one thing is when you pick up the basketball against this suffocating pressure, you better know what you're going to do with the basketball immediately. Because every time it seems like somebody has picked up the dribble in red and white and not known what they were going to do, it has led to a calamity and usually points at the other end. 34-14, just left of center, it's Damian King, and he is aggressive tonight as he tried to attack and put it on the floor. The only guy I know that would take a charge against Damian King is at Northwestern, maybe watching this game tonight. I think Trevor Kielmeyer would have been in the right spot defensively, number one. And he was at about, 255 pounds, maybe Trevor, or Tyler rather, a year ago. So he's taken off 20 pounds this year, 20 or 30 pounds. Dad said point of emphasis for Tyler was to transform his body in that year off. 9 points, but really nobody with better positioning defensively than Tyler Kielmeyer. And another offensive rebound, and Tyson Cornett joins the party. Tyson with his first two. There's another steal, and McCree put in two more. Can't even look down to fill in my chart. This is a 25-point basketball game, and the Warriors looking for more. Xavier Jones against O'Canny, lost it, and Tyson slapped it out of bounds. It'll stay with Westerville South. Well, it was 18-10. Warriors went on a 16-3 run to end the quarter. And now Ricky Cooper, they're in the midst of what? Another run, 21-4. Underneath, double pumped, no, but they got O'Canny off the ground. And so Dez will get called for the foul. First on Desmond O'Canny, third on the team here in this second quarter. And they're going to say it was on the floor, actually. Boy, I'm not going to give him any love. I thought maybe he had begun the process. That was a point of emphasis a couple of years ago. More shooting fouls, but no love there. And that one's jumped by McCree. Elijah loose to the other end, laid it in for two more. 16 in the first half for Elijah McCree. 27-point advantage, and it'll stay here with 3.1 to play. Boy, this is a huge run in this basketball game. 16-3 to end the first quarter. And now 23-4. Boy, do the math, Rick Cooper. That's a 39-7 run. And Xavier Jones, well, he may have stopped a little bit of the bleeding. That's his first field goal of this game. Boy, it has the feel of Jeremiah Russell had his first field goal at the end of the first quarter on Friday night, where Jones had a free throw up until that point. Triples on that right wing to beat the buzzer. And that's how we get to our halftime score of Westerville North, 41-17. They win that second quarter by the score of 23-7, and so they end up being on a 39-10 run after Westerville South had taken the 7-2 advantage. So I'm a math guy too. I can't keep up with all this. 41-17 at the intermission, and again, Westerville North wins that second quarter by the score of 23-7. So halftime here at Westerville South. Coming up, the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. We will take a look at tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash first half stats. We'll tell you a little bit more about these two basketball programs. Try to give you an alumni update. There are some guys doing some really good things from both of these basketball programs. We'll talk about that coming up on the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report as well. At halftime all season long, we are excited to get to share with you some money-saving tips for you and your family on the CME Federal Credit Union Money Saving Minute. CME Federal Credit Union provides hometown service and financial options that are designed to help members thrive. They've got 5 locations in Central Ohio, including the one at 428 South State Street in Westerville. You can learn a lot more about CME Federal Credit Union by visiting CMEFCU.org. And so without any further ado, we present to you tonight's CME Federal Credit Union Money Saving Minute from here at Westerville South.
Hi, Cassie here with the CME Money Saving Minute. Just like every great team needs a strong defense, every family needs an emergency fund. Even saving $20 a week can build over $1,000 in a year, allowing allowing for money that's ready when life throws a surprise. CME Federal Credit Union makes it easy to start small and grow your savings. Learn more today at cmefcu.org.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Tuesday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford, Rick Cooper, Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, Jackson Bowers, and our entire Westerville North Sports Network broadcast team. It is Friday night or Tuesday Night Hoops, thank you, presented by our good friends at Krieger Ford. We welcome you to the CME Federal Credit Union Halftime Report. CME is Central Ohio's #1 credit union, helping members reach their goals with better rates and stronger financial plays. You can learn more at cmefcu.org. Well, final test for this Westerville North basketball team before they head into an unusual stretch where they'll play 3 games in 3 days. It starts on Friday night against a very dangerous Westland team. They have gotten off to a good start. They believe they've got the pieces to contend for an OCC Capital Championship. They'll play that game on Friday night at 6:30 at Westerville North. Then on Saturday, it's a girls and boys doubleheader. They will go on the road to the Lindsley School in Wheeling, West Virginia. The girls play at 1, the boys play at 3, and then back home. And on Sunday night, they take on the Division V state champs from a year ago, talking about Cleveland Lutheran East that has already knocked off the Division I state runners-up from a year ago, talking about Andy Moore, Jordan Bowens, and Reynoldsburg. That game being played over at Capitol, and it is slated for a 6:50 start on Sunday night. So a very difficult test for 3 games for this Westerville North team, but look pretty good right now here at Ed Kalo Court, where they lead 41-17. Here on the CME Federal Credit Union Halftime Report, CME helps members build savings, manage loans, and plan for what's ahead. You can learn more anytime at cmefcu.org. Let's take a look at tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash first half stats. Turbo Wash is proud to support Central Ohio high school sports, where you can enjoy the longest car wash tunnel in Central Ohio for a superior wash and dry. And with a Turbo Wash monthly membership plan, you can wash your car as often as you'd like with no contracts and no hidden fees. Pays for itself in fewer than 2 visits. Turbo Wash Car Wash, is cleaner, faster, and better. 4 locations in Central Ohio, a Kia Way across from Top Golf, Canal Winchester on Gender Road, Easton location, and Bethel Road. You can learn more at turbowashcarwash.com. And scoring numbers for Westerville North in this first half, they had 7 different guys score, 16 and a half for Elijah McCree, so halfway to another career high. Had 31 with 4 threes in that win against Dayton Northridge back on December the 6th. He's the only Warrior in double digits right now. Damian King has been outstanding in this first half. He added 9. Tyson Perkins came into this game the leading rebounder on this team at 5 feet 9 inches tall. He is averaging 7.5 rebounds and 6 steals a game, which somebody to get online and ask ChatGPT the last time that somebody has averaged 6 steals in this game, and he's got to have 4, 5, or 6 in this first half. He has been extremely disruptive. They have 3 in the first half for Nate Roman on a right baseline 3. Tony Cornette has 2. Tyson Cornette has 2. Medhani has 3. Westerville North doing it at the charity stripe. Good volume and good amount of makes. 7 of 10 at the charity stripe in the first half for 70%. They led 18-10 after 1 with the help of a 16-3 run to end the quarter, and they outscore Westerville South 23-7 in the second quarter, and it gets us to our halftime score of 41-17. We take a look at the Turbo Wash halftime stats for Westerville South. In that first half, they had 4 different guys score. 8 points in the first half for Hassan Kaba. Xavier Jones relegated to a 4-point half, and 3 of those 4 coming on a right wing 3 to beat the buzzer. 3 for Jason Mallory on a 3, and Carlos Higgins coming off the bench as the first big had 2. Westerville North attempted 2 free throws, and they made 1 in that first half for 50%. Those are tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash halftime stats. Become a Turbo Wash Prime member and enjoy VIP treatment, including a dedicated VIP lane and license plate recognition, which means no more ugly windshield stickers. Turbo Prime memberships start your money saving after only 2 car washes in a month. Visit turbowashcarwash.com for all their membership options, and to sign up, you can also do that in person at any of their 4 Central Ohio locations. Again, on Kia Way, across from Top Golf, Easton on Morse Road, Canal Winchester, and Bethel Road. Turbo Wash is simply cleaner, faster, and better. I want to say thanks again to Dave's Hot Chicken for feeding our crew tonight. 3 locations in Columbus to serve you. 15th and High on the Ohio State campus, Sawmill Road in Dublin, and of course the location on Polaris Parkway. Thank you to Kyle, Josh, Trey, and the rest of the team at Dave's Hot Chicken, where they've got the brand new Dave's Saucy Bites at Dave's Hot Chicken. It's white meat chicken tender bites tossed in one of 3 flavors: spicy buffalo, spicy barbecue, or Mike's Hot Honey. You can get them with or without fries. Visit Dave's Hot Chicken for all the details. DaveHotChicken.com for all the details. They are open tonight till 11. Westerville North and South underway here in the third quarter. South with the opening possession of the third stanza, and they come up empty. 1 shot and done, as Perkins to the other end had it slapped loose, and it'll stay here. First time Tyson Perkins has played as a Warrior without big brothers Micah Young and Ty Perkins. Said Ty being redshirted for John Gross, the Ohio U coach, former Thad Mata assistant up in Akron, and Micah Young averaging 7.4 points, nearly 3 rebounds, and shooting 36% from the field in the early season for Concord University out of Concord, West Virginia, an NCAA Division II. And a 10-second violation is going to give it back to Westerville North. So they get another turnover to stopped the second possession for Westerville South here in this third quarter. And Hani will inbound it to Elijah McCree, senior, Tony Cornett, the junior, and he takes it strong to the rack, no. But Tony will go to the line and get two. The foul is on Xavier Jones. Picks up his first, team first. Tony Cornett, a recent visit to Ohio State, was there as a guest of the basketball Buckeyes for the Notre Dame game that went down to the wire. Buckeyes won that game, I think, by a single point. We had a nice win against West Virginia the other night in overtime. Anytime you beat West Virginia, that's just a good day, right? Second one is good again. Tony hits two. Westerville North now 9 of 12, 75%. Was also a guest of the basketball Buckeyes at the Ohio State-Penn State game. 26-point game here. Just underway, about a minute into this third quarter as Mallory got a little bit of space. His three no good. A Wildcat crashing, but the Warriors with the rebound. 3-on-2 advantage. Perkins, three no good. And Xavier Jones up high to grab the defensive rebound. Cornett, one of the guys that will guard him, but they will almost take turns like they did with Jeremiah Russell on Friday night when they held the first team all-league selection to only 3 points. Beautiful scoop shot there by Peebles, but could not finish. But an offensive rebound dropped up and in by Ethan Bennett. Again, got the start tonight at the 5. Has started 2 of the first 4 games. 4.0 student already accepted at Vanderbilt and UNC. As a 3 here by Tony Cornett, and Chantrussley immediately calls a Sheets timeout. Yeah, Ethan Bennett, as Trevor Kielmeyer said, has a great motor in the classroom. Isn't that a good thing when you learn you've got a great motor on the court and it translates and it leads to being a better student? I think that's why we play basketball. So Sheets timeout. Kyle Haskins with Geico Insurance, tonight's insurance agent of the game. Sankis Boulevard in Columbus. They're ready to serve you and your family and save you money while providing excellent insurance coverage. Empirical Sound and Lighting offers a variety of rental services, from sound and lighting systems to staging, backline video projection. Whether your event is big or small, Empirical's got you covered. Visit empiricalsound.com, and remember Empirical, or make that Oasis City Church for your holiday season. The brand new Oasis City Church Christmas Eve services at their brand new North Spring location. Next Tuesday night at 6 and 8. Christmas Eve services next Wednesday at the Eastwind location at 4 and 6. So opportunities to celebrate the season on Tuesday at North Spring, next Wednesday at Eastwind. Visit oasiscitychurch.com for all the details. Well, the Warriors come up empty, and they're going to call a timeout here. Trevor Kielmeyer going to use one to preserve the possession. It's another Sheets timeout where you can get great tasting food made to order with only the freshest ingredients. Why the Sheets not? Sheets is proud to support Central Ohio high school sports. It is a 30-second timeout. Gives us a chance to tell you that the scoreboard sponsor for tonight's game is Fitness 19, where they offer a family-friendly facility that offers the largest free weight center in Westerville, along with the brand new treadmills, professional personal trainers. It's a gym that's geared for results. Click on the link in the comments section to learn more or to join today. And we say thanks to Quaker Steak and Lube for sponsoring tonight's broadcast of North Athletics. Kids eat free all day every Thursday at Quaker Steak and Lube. Visit thelube.com for details. 46-19 as Jones will inbound it. They get a good look there on that left wing by their best shooter, Peebles, and a foul out in transition is going to be charged to one of the Wildcats, and they will put it on the board, and they'll say it was Xavier Jones. So for Jones, it's number two on the team here in the third quarter. 27-point game. Remember, if this gets up to 35, we go to a running clock situation, and and the Wildcats would actually have to take it under 30 for that running clock to stop. Damian King gets 2 to guard 1, set up Tony, but his 3 missed everything. Jones the rebound on the backside. He'll take it himself coast to coast for 2. He got loose because it was Tony that shot it on the other side, and nobody was able to get in front of him. Cornette was chasing the play after the air ball, and Jones took advantage, 46-21. Tony, little step through, missed, and Kaba tried to save it, but it'll go out of bounds, and it'll stay here. Hassan Kaba will play college football somewhere next year, has a slew of interest. The one Division II offer we know for sure is from Tiffin University. There'll be some basketball interest too, but Coach Kielmeyer said he thought his ceiling is highest with the game of basketball. Hassan Kaba, their leading receiver this year, 30 catches, 319 yards, and 6 touchdowns. All of those were team highs. Tayshawn Fisher has checked in. Fisher, the guy that hit the game-winning 3 with 4.5 seconds left in that Pickerington North double overtime game. What an interesting story. He hits the 3 to basically win it, but the guy that saved the game was Mackie Dumboya, who was the one that got an offensive rebound to set up that game-winning 3. And what makes it interesting is Mackie Dumboya got a DMP in games 1 and 2, had not played in that game, as King to the other end missed it up close. Thought about flushing it. The tip is in by Tony Cornette, and he was fouled. So points 8 and 9 for Tony. He's got 7 in the quarter. The foul is going to be charged to Xavier Jones, who's picked up 3. And I think all of his fouls are in this third quarter. Ethan Bennett will sit down as 22. Mackie Dumboya, right on cue, checks in. Tony Cornette will shoot the 15th free throw of this game. And it's no good, and a battle for the rebound ends up in the hands of a Wildcat. To finish that thought on Dumboya, as there was a walk there by Jones, nothing called, as Peebles gets space and hits a 3. Well, that's his best look of the game, and he triples. Averaged 5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 17% on threes in the 2 games a year ago. They skip it cross court to Medhani. North will reset under 4 minutes to play. But Dumboya, when he got that offensive rebound against Pickerington North, had 2 DMPs, had not played the entire night, but they were in foul trouble, were running out of bodies, double overtime. They put him in, and as Trevor Kielmeyer says, he saved the day. Saved the game, got an offensive rebound from Tayshawn Fisher, who tripled, and that's a quality road win against J.R. Bates and Pickerington North as they get a foul here on 22. And 22 is Dumboya, who just picked up his second. Westerville North will go to the line as South is over the limit. And Brian Bennett, damage control, having a few words with Damian King to kind of settle down the Warrior junior defensive end. First one is up and in. Talk about a slew of offers. Damian King going to be able to play football almost anywhere he wants. Offers from Bowling Green, Akron, Kent State, Buffalo, all the Michigan schools except that one up north, Miami of Ohio and Charlotte. Second one by Damian King is good. He's got an 11-point night. Warriors now 12 of, Rick Cooper, 22? That's not right. 17 of 22. Nope. 12 of 17. Let's get it right. 12 of 17 at the stripe. 51-24. 3.5 to play third quarter. Tuesday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. Attacking baseline, and a block is going to be called on Desmond O'Canny. So O'Canny picks up his second. It is the first on the team here in the third quarter. Quick inbound. And Mallory, or make that Peebles, has hit 2 in a row. So Brandon Peebles getting going a little bit, but it's still a 24-point game. They skipped to Medhani. O'Canny thought about posting up and then did. They elect to go to McCree with the right hand of the right wing. Working against Peebles. Little stop and start, and he went to the rim for 2. Boy, Peebles did everything he could. That's just a tough matchup for him. And a foul at the other end, and a Wildcat will get 2. And it looks like it'll be Kaba that will shoot him, right? And it will be, as they charge it here to Cornett. Tony picked up his third with 2:52 to play in the third quarter. And a 53-27 Westerville North advantage. Hassan Kaba battled some back injuries this year. Missed a lot of the basketball stuff in the summer as a result. Young man that broke his collarbone during football season last year and led to a slow start in 2024-25 as well. But he's a PTPer, had some catches last year in that Westerville North, Westerville South football game. 4th and 25, I think, 4th and 15. Converted a couple catches and made it interesting. But the Warriors won that game 3-0 and stopped a long streak against the Wildcats. 53-29, just inside that three-point line. Cornett too strong, but another offensive rebound. They leave McCree. Elijah hits again. 21 for Elijah McCree. 16 in the first, 5 here in the third. Back up to a 27-point advantage, and the bucket is good at the other end. Xavier Jones drops it in, points 7 and 8. And I think the guilty party here is O'Canny again. Dez will pick up his third on the team in the quarter with 2:11 to play. McCree going to sit down and maybe get stretched out a little bit right in front of us at the end of the Westerville North bench. One of his teammates helping with that. That looks to be and is the freshman Jared Wilson. Xavier Jones, 3 the old-fashioned way, 9 in the game. So Westerville North looks like they're going to go to 3-0. South, barring a monumental comeback in the final 10 minutes, is going to drop to 2-3. Little shake and bake, and Tyson just hit a 3. So Tyson into double digits with 10. King with 11, McCree with 21, and to the other end, 2 more, Jacob Medhani with points 4 and 5. 61-32. Kaba fell down. And what? They're going to get Kielmeyer. They're going to grant the timeout to Trevor Kielmeyer here with 1:35 in a 29-point game. He calls a full timeout. It's a Sheets timeout with Westerville North on top, 61-32. We say thanks to our good friends at Sheets. You can earn points with the new My Sheets Rewards program. Why the Sheets not? 5 points for every $1 spent in store with their loyalty program. You can redeem those points for customized rewards, including discounts on gas. Visit Sheets.com for all the details. Big thank you to Trevor Kielmeyer. We had never spoken to the Warrior assistant. Had seen him for years doing his thing, 27 years with the JV, and spent an hour and a half with him on the phone last night learning his story, the story of this year's team, and reminiscing on Ed Kalo. Boy, so complimentary of what Ed Kalo has meant to Trevor Kielmeyer. Thought he said it well. I thought he was going to give me a lot of words. I asked him, I said, give me some words on Ed Kalo. And he said, Rick, it's hard to put into words. I can't do it. I'll just give you one sentence. He is the most important person in my life that does not carry my last name. And just has impacted him as a professional, as a teacher, as a husband, as a dad, but maybe most important, a basketball coach. Just could not say enough things about the 69-year-old head coach, Ed Kalo, who they had talked into coming into some of these games. He had kind of wanted to step away like a lot of leaders do after they retire, and it was Kielmeyer, Brad Burris, and others that said, we want you to come back. Come around here. Let's dive into some film with us. Help us. And I have no idea if he's in this packed building tonight, but he has made some appearances. He has gone through some film and been an asset, and I'm sure it's killing him not to be a part of this. Had stepped away a couple of years earlier and got the itch to return before Westerville South had hired a replacement. This year stepped away in June. They did not hire Kielmeyer till September, maybe hoping he would come back again, but has stepped away, maybe this time for good. Hall of Fame head coach with better than 550 wins, 61-34. And always treated us well, treated us like a person, and loved the passion of Ed Kalo for sure. 61-34, under a half minute to play. Warriors have spread the floor and content to try to play for one here. Kaba trying to hound Tyson Perkins, and Kaba doing a pretty good job, and then kicks it out, and what? They're going to call a blocking foul on 33. That's Grady Hogan. They're over the limit, but give Kaba credit there. I think Tyson Perkins, the reason he attacks at that moment is he fears the 5-second count. He can see in his peripheral vision that a count is being applied, and I think it was legitimately, thank you, I can speak, being applied. Kaba really 6'3", 6'4", trying to chase around a 5'9" elusive guard. Not easy to do, and did a good job and very nearly forced a turnover there. First one is no good. Free throws 18 and 19 for the Warriors. Noah Hale to the table with a make here. They will get him in for the final 9.9, and the second one is good. 13 of 19 are the Warriors at the stripe. The make does allow Noah Hale to check in. O'Canny will sit down, so Medhani, Hale, Perkins, Cornett, and Nate Roman has checked in as well. Warriors with some bodies in front of the timeline, applying pressure again. Kaba picked up by Cornett. They set a screen to free him, and Hassan into the lane, no, but he will go to the line and get two. This is the second consecutive game that I'm going to come to the defense of Nate Roman. He got called for one on Friday night against Delaware Hayes, and I will go to my grave believing he was in a legal guarding position. And right there, I thought Kaba initiated all the contact. I thought Roman played up and played straight up, and you basketball junkies know it's the law of verticality. If he's entitled to that space from the floor to the ceiling, as long as he plays straight up. But Kaba now with 13 points in this game. 62-36, 3.5 to play. Medhani is going to bring it in to Tyson Perkins. Down to two. Tyson from that center line, and it comes up a little bit short. And so that's how the third stanza here at Ed Kalo Court will end. It has been all Westerville North as they have opened up now a 62-36 advantage. They win that third quarter by the score of 21-19. And as we said, lead by 26 heading to the fourth quarter. It is Tuesday Night Hoops. It's presented exclusively by Krieger Ford, Morse Road in Columbus, home of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, and peace of mind. Shop at KriegerFord.com today. We say thanks again to Dave's Hot Chicken feeding our crew tonight on Polaris Parkway. Kyle, Josh, Trey, rest of the team. Be sure to stop by right now tonight and try their saucy bites, available for a limited time. You can get them tossed in one of three flavors: spicy buffalo, Buffalo Spicy Barbecue or Mike's Hot Honey, served with or without fries. Dave's Hot Chicken Saucy Bites, available for a limited time. Open tonight till 11 and midnight on Fridays and Saturday nights. Thank you, Dave's Hot Chicken. Underway here in the fourth and final stanza. Warriors are going to go to 3-0. They're going to win for the 27th straight time. Dumped down low to Medhani, was double teamed for a moment, and elects to take it back out and reset against the super sophomore Xavier Jones. Jones now with 11 in this game, but came in averaging 24.3, and Tony Cornett with a scoop around the rim. They're going to count the basket and say he was fouled. Mallory, the guilty party, his first, team first. Tony Cornett into double digits. He is the fourth Warrior to get there with points 10 and 11, 21 for McCree, 11 for Cornett, King, and Tyson Perkins. 20th free throw of the game, and it is up and in. 14 of 20 are the Warriors at the stripe, 70%. And the lead now 29. It's the biggest lead of this game, 65-36. Has a nice jump stop by Xavier Jones, played off 2 feet and put it in. 13 for Xavier Jones. Older sisters, as we said, played for Jermaine Geis and Nisa Jones. 2 years at Ohio State, 2 years at Dayton, and last season played a 5th COVID year at Ohio U. Layla played a year at Akron as Damian King misses up close. Punched out to Medhani, thought about a three and attacks down the lane and dropped it off to King, who went to a left hand for 2. 13 for Damian King. Back up to 29, 67-38. So Nisa's college career is done as Kaba just hit a 3. Kaba now with 15 points. That is a team-high 15. Layla Jones in her second year at NCAA Division II Fairmont State as Medhani got loose around the rim and put 2 more in. 7 for Jacob Medhani, one of the defensive specialists on this team. I don't think I finished that thought either earlier, but an emerging leader is what Shan Trusley said. A man that has become more of a vocal leader and has always played as hard as anybody. McCree at 3, no good. Damian King, no good, but Noah Hale, make that Nate Roman, caught it in midair and put it in. Nate Roman with 5, lead to 30, 71-41. Under 6 minutes to play from here at Westerville South. These two teams will meet again in late January, and a turnaround here by Xavier Jones, no, but Tony Cornett just picked up the foul. And if our numbers are right, that'll be number 4 on Tony Cornett. And it is, with 5:41 to play. Rematch in this series, Friday, January 30th, over at Westerville North, 7:30 tip time. I think that's Hall of Fame night. Wes Ellifritz, I hope I've got that right, or I might be looking for work, but I think that is Hall of Fame night, and we will be there for that night. 7 o'clock, the North Star Family Dental pregame show, 7:30, the Middlefield Bank opening tip. One more for Xavier Jones, and he puts it in. So Xavier with a quiet 15 tonight. Again, if you're just joining us, super sophomore that had career-high 36 last Tuesday night in an overtime win at Pickerington North, and 33 on Friday night in a losing effort at home against Aaron Stump and Big Walnut. So they have done a really good job. They'll be elated to hold him to 15. 71-43, North Star Family Dental postgame show fast approaching. Coach's interview, courtesy of Smile Doctors, as Tony Cornett got loose, put it in, and then headbutted the basketball to the Wildcat, bringing it in. Ohio Christian University player of the game. We'll talk to Lawrence Pack, the Warrior assistant, courtesy of Smile Doctors, and a look at tonight's post-game stats. Cornett, good skip pass to Tyson, right where he should be. 3 no good, and Kaba on that backside to grab the rebound. Kaba tried to find Peebles, who had to run it down and kind of force that one a little bit. One thing they say about Peebles is he's doing a really good job in terms of shot selection. Maybe not there, but Kaba did him no favors by making him chase that pass on that right baseline instead of putting it right in his pocket. Going to call the foul here on Tony Cornett, and that will be his fifth. So Tony will foul out in a 73-43 basketball game with 4:45 to play. We don't call every game, but I think that's the first time that, I know it's the first time we've done a game where Cornett has fouled out. Can't think of the last time we've done a game where a North player has fouled out. Prior to tonight, as McCree maybe used the offhand a little bit to create some space and dropped it in. 23 for Elijah McCree, getting close to that running clock. Now at 32. Wildcats need a bucket here. Is that one saved, but saved into the hands of Mallory, who went to a left hand, no good, and Tyson a defensive rebound. So a bucket here. This would take us to the running clock, and it does. As Medhani just tripled. He's now the fifth Warrior in double digits. And we've got a running clock with under 4 minutes to play. Left baseline, now left wing. Mallory just hit a three. Jason Mallory with 6 points on a couple of triples. And Trevor Kielmeyer is going to call a timeout. The clock does stop on timeouts. It also stops on injuries. It's a Sheets timeout with 3:48 to play in this basketball game. Remember, professional truck drivers, you too can earn points with the new My Sheets Rewards program. Why not? Receive a free fountain drink or coffee each and every time you stop in and purchase 25 gallons of fuel. Visit Sheets.com for all the details. I want to say thanks again to Turbo Wash Car Wash for partnering with us tonight. Become a Turbo Wash Prime member. Enjoy VIP treatment, including a dedicated VIP lane and license plate recognition, which means no more ugly windshield stickers. Visit Turbo Wash Car Wash for more details. Quaker Steak and Lube is a proud supporter of Central Ohio high school sports and the best place in town for hot wings, cold beverages, and the hottest sports action. Quaker Steak on Lyra Drive in Columbus. We say thanks to Glen Sports Bar. They are the perfect place for your private party that can include dodgeball, basketball, kickball, along with seating for up to 75 people. If you have a graduation party, birthday party, special event, and you're looking for a place, there is no place better than Glen Sports Bar. Contact Jason and Glenn Biddlestone. You do that by going to glensbarn.com. There'll be a contact option on there. Click on that and get the ball rolling. Big thank you to Glenn's. Under 4 minutes to play. 78-32. Wildcats have to take it under 30. I know it's a moot point at this point, but have to score maybe a three here would take it back to a traditional clock. Peebles underneath, put it up and in. That's a tough catch by Brandon Peebles out on the run. So Peebles with his first 2-point field goal has 2 threes and 8 points. 78-48. Chantrusly has emptied his bench. Tyson Perkins still out there. What do they call their Coop? A 5-second violation. That's going to give it back to Westerville South. Jason's Deli is the official deli of the Westerville North Sports Network, across from Cinemark Movie Theater on Gemini Place, home of the Reuben Sandwich, the number one Reuben in the world, voted for a fast casual dining restaurant. Visit jasonsdeli.com for all the details. Under 3 minutes to play, 30-point game. Jones had it, lost it. It'll stay here. If you're still thinking about food for this weekend or next weekend, the Christmas or New Year's, I want to ask you to consider the Honey Baked Ham for all your holiday needs, whether it is Christmas Eve dinner, Christmas dinner, morning brunch, post-holiday leftovers. Honey Baked has got you covered on Polaris Parkway. Visit honeybaked.com for all the details. 3 there, a long one by Peebles, no good. Has the green light from anywhere. According to Ed Kalo a year ago, Trevor Kielmeyer this year. And that pass intercepted. Thrown into the hands of one of the young men, the JV guys that are getting an opportunity. That was sophomore Ben Hopkins, and that there was Jericho Ream-Snyder, one of the backup or JV guards that dresses varsity. The pass knocked out of bounds. Shan Trustley applauding the effort of these guys that work just as hard. And the future of this program as they drop it in underneath, and a quick little turnaround there by Jude Bromley is no good. Rebound Wildcats under 90 seconds to play. Jumper no good. Bromley did a good job of moving bodies around the rim to grab the defensive rebound and takes it straight to the rim. Did Hopkins no good, but Tyson Cornett cleans it up and drops it in. Tyson 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 4 in the game, 80-48 with exactly a minute to play in this game. It was a 7-2 Westerville South advantage, and it has been all Westerville North ever since. Wildcats, or Warriors rather, going on a 16-3 run to end the first quarter, and then a 23-7 run in the entire second quarter. Made it a 41-17 game, and you could fire up the bus. The party was over at that point. North going to go to 3-0, 2-0 in the league. They're going to win for the 27th straight time. They will win for the 19th straight time in the OCC Capital. Westerville South going to drop to 2-3 and 1-2 in the league. They will play Delaware Hayes in this building on Friday. North home against Westland on Friday. Lindsley School on Saturday. Lutheran East over at Capital on Sunday. As a 3 for Westerville South, as Ream-Snyder will dribble it out. It was Aiden Javier that hit that 3 that got North or South fans a little bit excited. And the final score tonight from here at Ed Kalo Court, it is all Westerville North. The Warriors win by 29. They win tonight by the final of 80-51, and they win that fourth quarter by the score of 18-15. So North goes to 3-0. South drops to 2-3 here on Tuesday Night Hoops, presented by our good friends at Krieger Ford. Do want to mention Honey Baked Ham Company one more time. Make it easy for you to save time and money on your Christmas meals during their 2-day Christmas Gold Pickup Days, which are this Sunday and Monday. You can shop early. They'll give you $7 off a whole boneless ham or a bone-in half ham. A coupon is required, so visit honeybaked.com/coupons, or you can just scan that QR code on your screen. It'll take you right to the coupon area, and make sure you click on that $7 off coupon and pick up that ham on Sunday or Monday. Remember, Honey Baked Hams stay fresh in the fridge for up to 10 days, and turkey breasts up to 7. You can call them at 614-880-9900 or visit honeybakedham.com for all of the details. We say thanks to the Rusty Bucket, where the neighborhood eats drinks or laughs on Polaris Parkway, and thanks to Roosters, too. It's a great place to gather, and we will appreciate Roosters and Rusty Bucket. I didn't even get to pick the player of the game. I'm kind of losing control with my staff, but the guy that Price Cooper, our on-site cameraman, picked was absolutely positively the guy we were going to pick tonight. We will tell you no more than that. It means you got to stick around, and we will put a headset on tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. That is coming up on a packed North Star Family Dental post-game show. Final score tonight from here at Westerville South. The Warriors win meeting number 1 with the Wildcats this year, and they do it by the final of 80-51. The North Star Family Dental post-game show is coming up next as you watch Warriors Athletics here on the Westerville North Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Well, back here at Ed Kalo Court is a final tonight. Westerville North the winner. They win in impressive fashion. The Wildcats a 7-2 advantage early. North with an answer. At the end of that quarter, they go on a 16-3 run and then really slam the door in the second stanza when they add on another 23-7 run. Made it 41-17, and I don't think there's anybody in the state, maybe anybody in the country that's going to come back from a 41-17 deficit against these guys. Westerville North goes to 3-0 as we welcome you to the North Star Family Dental postgame show. Lawrence Pack will join us in a few minutes. He will do so courtesy of our good friends at Smile Doctors, and we will select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. You can get a free whitening with a new patient exam, cleaning, and x-rays with the help of Dr. Christina Kulesa and the outstanding team at North Star Family Dental. Been voted a top dental practice in Columbus by the Dispatch and voted a neighborhood favorite by Nextdoor.com. You can visit NorthstarFamilyDental.com for all of the details. Want to say thanks again to a few of our sponsors that helped us bring you basketball tonight on your scoreboard. Our game sponsor tonight is Stephan Family Dental, where they have been providing quality family dentistry and putting patients first for more than 40 years. You can learn more at StephanFamilyDental.com. We also say thanks tonight to Kyle Haskins with Geico Insurance, here to serve you and your family right on Sankis Boulevard, right down the road, providing excellent insurance coverage. They are a family-owned small business and tonight's insurance agent of the game. And one final time, we remind you, if you're looking for a church home this holiday season, the brand new Oasis City Church North Spring campus is having their Christmas Eve services on Tuesday night, December the 23rd, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. If you're looking for something on Christmas Eve, how about the Eastwind location right off 270 and Route 3? Next Wednesday, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. There'll be a quiz on all this. Christmas Eve at North Spring. Next Tuesday at 6 and 8. Christmas Eve services at Eastwind location of Oasis City Church. Next Wednesday at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. They do a whole lot better explaining it on the OasisCityChurch.com website, so you can stop there to learn a lot more. Thanks again to Glenn's Sports Barn, offering birthday parties, graduation parties. Go to glensbarn.com, click on the contact option, and Quaker Steak and Lube, the best place in town for hot wings, cold beverages, and the hottest sports action. Thank you to Quaker Steak and Lube, 8500 Lyra Drive in Columbus, and you can visit thelube.com for more information. And Lawrence Pack says, let's get out of here. Comes up quickly tonight to talk a little bit of basketball with us. We'll give you some of the numbers that matter in this game in just a moment or two. And tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game will join us in a few moments as well. I can tell you that Coach Pack Like Coach Trusley, like Coach Stanley Jackson, he appears all season long, courtesy of our good friends at Smile Doctors, led by Dr. Chuck Reed. Why choose Smile Doctors braces? How about free consultations, affordable and zero interest installment plans? They offer most insurance plans. Are accepted, personalized care that will make you smile happy. Smile Doctors in Westerville, proud to support Central Ohio High School sports. Maxtown Road, Suite A. 392-5610 is how you call them by phone, and smiledoctors.com is how you find them online. Coach down 7-2 early. I'm sure there was no panic on the sidelines, but I'm sure there were people in this building that thought, boy, we might have a basketball game tonight. This is a rivalry game, and next thing you know, you go on a 16-3 run. You add on 23-7 in the second quarter, and at that point, on a cold night in December, it's time to fire up the bus. The party's over at that point. I want your thoughts on it. What led? Let's just stay with down 7-2. You guys turned things around. What do you remember about the end of that first quarter that kind of allowed you guys to reestablish control?
Well, we knew they were going to come out excited, adrenaline. We knew they were going to try to take some shots early, and they hit a couple shots. They got an easy break. They hit a three from the corner. You know, they got out hot, and our guys were like, okay, that's fine. You know, we just come down and we just keep doing what we're doing. We missed some shots early. You know, we had an open three that Jacob usually hits, and he didn't hit it. So they hit some shots, we didn't. So we got down, but just our defense finally settled in and wore them out.
I thought the guy, and I guess we're going to let the cat out of the bag, the guy we're bringing up to talk tonight, boy, what an added element this guy brings. But I thought early on when you weren't hitting shots, Damian King with 9 in the first half, 13 for the game. And, Coach, it just seemed like, I just kept saying it, another offensive rebound. Yeah. And even when he didn't possess it, he got his paws on it and kept it alive for other guys.
Yeah, we talked about that we talked about it at halftime, how we needed more guys in there rebounding the basketball on both ends, not just letting Damian and Desmond go in there. And we thought we could get them on the offensive glass a little bit because they weren't really blocking out. But we were also cognizant of the fact that we didn't want them leaking out and getting easy baskets. So we wanted to take what we could get, and with that. But yeah, Damian was a warrior tonight and keeping the ball alive. If he didn't get it, like you said, he tipped it. Jacob, if he didn't get it, he tipped it and kept it alive and just allowed us to keep some of those offensive possessions and string them along to get some easy points around the basket.
Yeah, I think it was Adam Vincenzo when I talked to him, the Delaware Hayes head coach, that said kind of what you just said. Boy, we're bigger than Westerville North, but we're a little bit. How do we crash the boards and then watch them get layups at the other end in transition? Is that been a storyline? Is that something you, boy, if you go crash the boards when we do get it, we're gonna punish you at the other end in transition.
Yeah, but we always tell our guys, let's go rebound first, because once we get the rebound, we'll still beat you to the other end. You know, just because we don't need a head start. That's that constant, and I'm not trying to be braggish about that. It's just because of the way we run and how well we run and things. You know, we can get the defensive rebound and we can get it, and we try to tell our kids. And sometimes, you know, you're still 16, 17-year-old kids are like, hey, I think he can get it, so I'm going to go because I can get an easy one. Yeah. And that still creeps in once in a while, and that's okay. And we just keeping still, and we got to go rebound. We got to go rebound the basketball, and I thought we did a better job of that. We gave up too many offensive rebounds in the first half. Even though they may not have scored them, they had too many chances. Okay. It was one of the things we talked about at halftime. We weren't liking that well. Just like the other night, it should have been 14 points in the first half. We gave Xavier a 3 at the end of the quarter, at the end of the half there on a mental breakdown that shouldn't have happened. So just those things. Yeah.
I was going to ask you on Jones. I mean, after such a good job with Russell, kind of reminded me the other night, Russell gets his only 3 at the end of the quarter. Here, he has 1 at that point. Jones gets a 3, 4, 15 for the game without looking at tape. How would you evaluate the job you did on a guy that, had 69 over the last 2 nights?
Right. Yeah, no, I think we've done a great job tonight on him. I think Tony did a great job in the full court. Jacob rotated on him a little bit. Elijah picked him up at times, and just when you're the primary ball handler and scorer like Xavier is, and like Russell was, it wears on you to have to bring the ball up the floor and get the offense and get your shots, and it's hard for a kid to do that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a battle royal where there's 8 refs. You're one. It's all against one. I mean, you just keep tagging guys and bringing another guy. And I thought Trevor Kielmeyer said something interesting that I've not heard any other visiting coach. We talked to all of them. Had an hour and a half with the Wildcat head coach on Monday, yesterday, and he said he raved about Westerville North. Said 3, 4, 5 complimentary things, and he said, but Rick, the thing that I think is their biggest asset right now is how intimidating they are to other teams. I says, I think there's guys that when they step on the floor are just intimidated. And I asked Shan that. I don't know how you answer that as a coach, but do you sense that? I mean, it seems like from this vantage point, there's a lot of guys that want no part of your pressure right now, and it was just an interesting perspective from a veteran coach.
Yeah, you don't. I guess you don't really see it. I mean, it's just the fact that there's times when you're like, guys give it up. They don't want to bring the ball up the floor. They give it up quicker because they're not comfortable with it. And if you're not comfortable bringing the ball up the floor generally, you're not going to be comfortable bringing the ball up the floor against us. And we sense that weakness, and we know like he doesn't want it. So our kids sense that, like smell the water. Yeah. And so I mean, just the persona we bring, the reputation we have over the last couple years of that pressure and whatnot, it gets to where, okay, we know what's coming, let's prepare for it, and then when you see it, it's different. And we talked about last year, you can't prepare for something like that.
One thing they did tonight that I thought I want your thoughts on it, there's a lot of different ways they turned it over, but there were a lot of times guys were picking up the basketball, and I don't know that I've seen your guys deny in that spot like that. You punished guys that didn't know what they were going to do when they picked it up.
And when we've talked about that, when the other team picks it up, we got to get in the passing lanes, and we got to anticipate, and we got to make them pay for picking the ball up 35 feet from the basket, and not just let them off the hook. Don't make it easy on them. Don't let them walk the ball up the floor. Don't let them just get into their offense and take their time.
You obviously, you've seen a lot of Westerville South teams. I know they're going to win some games this year. They already got a big win on the road against Pickerington North. What jumped out to you as a positive tonight about the Wildcats?
They're resilient. They only scored 17 points in the first half, and I told our guys at the when we were in the huddle there, I said, we gave up 17 in the whole first half, and they just scored 19. They're not going to go away. You've got to come out, and we've got to guard. I don't care what the score is at 0-0. We got to come up with the same mentality and intensity that got us that lead. We've got to maintain that. Don't let them off the hook and let them get some baskets here and get them some confidence in the fourth quarter. But, they're not going to give up. They're going to keep shooting it. They're going to do the things that they do.
Who's a guy tonight that maybe we didn't see up here, fans didn't pick up tonight, that gave you extra good minutes, that on the bench tonight you were talking about gave you some quality minutes?
Desmond came in and was solid tonight. Gave Damien a break. Damien busted his tail, and he was tired, and Desmond came in and did a great job, and was just Desmond, and he was strong and just solid. And the guy that we're always going to talk about is the fact that Jacob, I know he's a starter, but Jacob just does what he does. And he may not have hit a few shots tonight, but on the defensive end, he's a monster, and he gets hands in passing lanes. He's our quarterback back there, and he does things.
When's the last time in all your years doing this that you have played 3 games in 3 days, like what's coming up this weekend?
We haven't done that. So
ever? You've never been a part of it?
Maybe during COVID.
Okay.
When we were shut down because we were shut down a couple times during COVID, and I think at the end of the year we played maybe 5 or 7 games in 7 or 9 days. So So we'll say the 21 season. The 2021 season, we may have played 3 games on 3 consecutive days. But
outside of that,
we just don't do it.
Yeah.
But we didn't really have a choice with this. You have your league game tonight, playing in the Capital thing, which is a good exposure for our kids. And then Lindsley, we got to return the favor to them. And they're like, the only day that we're playing is Saturday the 20th. And we're like, okay, well, that's 3 in 3 days. But okay, we'll do what we got to do.
Yeah.
So we got the Westland game, which is, like I said, is a league game. And then we'll turn our attention and go to West Virginia for a road trip with the girls. for just 2 varsity games, and we'll get back, and then we'll turn it around and go down and play a really, really solid Lutheran East team on Sunday.
Yeah, tell us about Lutheran East. I want to ask you about Westland. We've touched on it, you and I have, because there's coaches, there's people talking on the Westland side that think they've got the pieces to really make some noise, and they've got some big wins to this point.
Yeah, Westland's a good team. Westland's solid. You know, we were working on South and whatnot. We'll turn our focus to Westland tomorrow because we try to get ahead. That was Coach Trusley's scout. Westland was a coach.
Okay.
Tillman had South. I had South a little bit. It was, but I had Pick Central, which got postponed. So, you know, and then I got Lindsley, and then, you know, we all watch everybody.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched a lot of Westland, but I've heard Shan talk about it, and Shan's like, they're a good team, and they've got pieces, and they're going to be. It'll be a good game.
I know you don't get a ton of time in between games to normally prep, work and prep, but that's another part of this 3 games is there's a quick turnaround on the scouting side.
It is
preparing the kids for the game, right?
And we'll be able to prepare them for Westland the next 2 nights. It's the important thing right now. It's a league game, and it's the next game, and then we'll get them in before the bus leaves on Saturday morning, and we'll get them in and watch some film on Lindsley and talk about Lindsley a little bit, and then we'll do the same thing on Sunday. We'll get them in early before the bus leaves and watch a little bit of Lutheran East, and you know, it's what we'll do, and the kids are used to it a little bit just from some of the stuff that we've done in the past. Yeah. Some of these Saturday Sunday games, like we played a Saturday Sunday last year with playing Louisville down there at Capitol last year. I think that was a Saturday Sunday, or we played a couple years ago. We played Kettering Alder at ODU on a Sunday night after playing a Saturday.
I did that game. I remember that.
So yeah, it's a quick turnaround sometimes, but the kids are used to it. So
yeah, well, and I guess the positive is they've got the same. Well, I guess we don't know that Lutheran East could be sitting around on Friday and Saturday, scouting. So anyway, so last time we talked to you before Christmas, January 2nd. Wow, I will tell you. I know you went after you won the state title. You were on the road to the House of Mouse immediately. We may come back with a little bit of a tan on Saturday on the second too, but we're there to see Buzz Lightyear, not Mickey. Anyway,
that's all right.
We'll see you January 2nd is
Central,
Westerville Central, and then help me out. The 3rd, I feel like I've got another.
No game the 3rd.
No game. Maybe I'm doing a Groveport game. My mind is fried. So
I'm pretty sure we play that Tuesday the 6th though.
Okay, and that is.
I don't know. I don't
know. I'm with you, Westerville Central.
I've got us to Westerville Central.
And that's let's do that.
We can't do too many ahead.
I know we can't. I'm just looking at. I'm with you then on the Aiken game, one of the other neutral sites
down at ODU on a Sunday night
against the state runner-up from a year ago. Never ends, does it?
Never ends. It's okay.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for putting up with us, and we'll
see you.
Yep. Enjoy the next 3-day trip. That is Lawrence Pack. Tonight's interview with him brought to you by our good friends at Smile Doctors. Thank you again to Dr. Chuck Reed, the official orthodontist of the Westerville North Sports Network. Affordable monthly payment options, discounts available for qualifying patients, and most dental insurance plans are accepted. You could schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting smiledoctors.com. Smile Doctors on Maxtown Road is the exclusive sponsor of our interviews with Lawrence Pack all season long, and it is time for us to select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game. At Ohio Christian University, they believe students are called to be oaks of righteousness. I've got an oaks of righteousness right to my left right now. He's about 3 oaks of righteousness, deeply rooted in Christ, standing strong in purpose and flourishing in community. And at OCU, you'll always be known. They'll know you as a scholar with professors who care, known as a leader, shaped through their leadership roundtable, and known as a friend in the community that celebrates you. Come experience what it means to be rooted, nurtured, and known at Ohio Christian. Schedule your visit to one of their preview days and see how OCU can help grow you into the oak that God has called you to be. Damian King, with that read right there, you should be our player of the game every night when we're talking about oaks. First of all, congratulations. I'm glad I'm out here when you're down there doing your thing, but a big win today. Just big picture. What'd you like about the effort collectively for the entire team tonight?
They started off with a good run, and then we stayed together and just handled business how we usually do. So just staying together even when things didn't go good from the beginning.
Is there ever any panic with this group? Is it just, hey, we're going to get this, just give it time, let's regroup? Or
yeah, no panic. We know what we can do, and we know no one can really stop us. So just keeping composure, it's going to come eventually.
Yeah, I thought you were huge because we haven't shot the ball well really in three games now. The numbers would back that up, and tonight didn't shoot it real well early, but you just continued to give this team second shot opportunities. I played a little bit like you back in the day, and when there were guys, once I realized they couldn't stop me on the glass, it fueled me a little bit. Did that happen tonight? Did you go in? Do you know these guys and know, boy, there's no way they're keeping me off the backboards? Or was there a moment when you realized I'm going to be effective tonight? How does that work for a guy like you tonight?
Yeah, from the jump, we knew they didn't really have any size or like guys who really wanted to bang around. So I knew it was going to be a good rebounding game. And from the first shot, I didn't get boxed out, so I knew it was going to be a good day rebounding.
And one thing I've noticed about you in the last two games, we've touched on it, you've gone to that left hand a lot. And jump hook the other night that we loved tonight, missed one, but a couple of them around the rim with the left hand. Has that been a point of emphasis? Is that something you worked on in the summer to get more effective around the rim? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I say here and there I have some struggles with my finishing, so it's just I've been trying to stay consistent finishing with both hands, just giving defenses different looks.
Yeah, well, you're hard. I would say this. I described you as shoulders like a Samsung refrigerator, and all I'll tell you is when you go to that outside hand, I mean, that's unblockable. You know that, right? The only way you're going to miss it is if you miss it, and we're effective tonight. What else did you like? What did Coach like? What did he say to you after the game about the effort tonight?
They just liked us staying together and just playing how we play. We didn't try to play a different game because we're playing South. We stayed who we are. So
didn't let the emotions of the game get to you guys a little bit. Okay, I like that. And now I was asking Coach Pack the last time they've ever played 3 games in 3 days. He said maybe during the COVID era. Does that worry you at all? Or as a young 16, 17-year-old, you're excited to go out and get to do it 3 times in 3 days?
I'm excited because, you don't usually do that, so it's fun. You got 3 games back to back to back. So
charter bus on Saturday, those are always fun, right? So, and 3 good tests. Westland has gotten off to a good start. Lindsley's a solid team, and Lutheran East, the defending Division 5 state champs. There's a lot of good basketball on the schedule. How excited do you get for games like those where you guys can be challenged a little bit? Still probably going to blow teams out, but just some good basketball on the schedule this year.
Yeah, exciting. Every time we come out, we want to compete, and of course, we're the best, so we want to go against the best. So it just brings the best out in us.
Besides working on that left hand, and it's hard when you're playing 2 sports. I imagine, right? You're playing football, and maybe your future, maybe about it is in football. What were points of emphasis for you this year? How did you want to help this team more this season?
Just doing the little things that I always do, like last year, and just adding a little more scoring ability to this team this year. Because Nolan graduated, so I had to step in his role. So I just got to, I thought I got to step up my scoring a little more than it was last year. So just being able to provide some offense on.
Okay, I like it. And the challenge playing 2 sports and also being a highly recruited athlete where the whole MAC has you on their dry erase board basically right now. What's that been like? What's the excitement part of that? What's the hardest part right now of trying to juggle in playing on a state championship team, but also getting calls probably regularly from people that want you to be playing football for them in a couple of years?
Yeah, it's great. It's exciting. I get to play the game I love as in basketball, and then the only hard thing has been trying to just keep up with football, continue to work out during basketball season. So just trying to stay solid on football.
How do you do? Can I interrupt? How do you do that? How do you go to? You got a 2.5-hour practice? Are you going into a weight room above and beyond that? Are you doing agility stuff, or what do you do to try to balance both of those?
So I've been trying to hit the weight room whenever I can, and then I've been working out with Reggie Germany, the coordinator, for some speed work. Trying to get faster, be more versatile, and then soon I'm going to try to hit the field on weekends or whenever I can, just get some extra work in.
Okay. Are you constantly dealing with recruiting calls right now? Is that a big part of life for Damian King right now?
Not really calls right now, but texts. Yeah, I text a lot of coaches. So.
They're hitting you up all the time. I had a college coach once tell me every week his goal was to reach out to a recruit, whether it was a call, a text, just to remind them they were still there. So I'm sure you're getting a lot of reminders. Give me a school right now that has jumped out to you that you like. You're not saying you're signing there, but just a place that you had a good visit and seems like a neat place possibly for you.
Okay. I like Eastern Michigan a lot. They have a good culture over there. They seem like an actual good family. Every team says that like they're a family, but you can see like from the outside that they're actually a real family.
Okay.
And then I like UNC Charlotte. It's a nice city, and then it's a good conference over there.
Okay. What conference are they in?
American.
Okay.
Which is the same as USF.
And how did Eastern Michigan do in the MAC this year? They
had a down year, but their coach is a really good coach. I think he is like one of the most winningest coaches in the MAC or whatever. So he's pretty good.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, I love watching you use football out here and throw dudes around, and we needed it tonight and going to need it all season long. Love what you do and how hard you do it. We're rooting for you up here. Enjoy 3 games at 3 days. We'll see you after Christmas.
Yes,
all right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yes,
Damian King staying late. Shan Trusley ready to fire up this bus and go home. Merry Christmas to Coach Trusley and the rest of his outstanding staff. And Damian King, appreciate him staying late, talking a little bit of hoops with us as well at Ohio Christian University. You'll be known as a scholar with purposeful academics, known as a leader equipped to influence, known as a friend in a Christ-centered community. At OCU, your growth is more than academic. It's spiritual, personal, and powerful. Like an oak of righteousness, you'll grow deep, stand tall, and live out God's calling with confidence. You can apply now at ohiochristian.edu/apply and start your journey at Ohio Christian University this fall. Be known, be rooted, and be ready. Thanks again to junior Damian King. He is tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. Let's take a look at some of the post-game statistics in this game. And Ricky Cooper, they didn't pay for it, but we like Turbo Wash Car Wash. We're going to give you the Turbo Wash post-game stats in this game. Turbo Wash, the longest car wash tunnel in central Ohio, and we appreciate their support. Of course, that one on IKEA Way across from Topgolf. For Westerville South tonight, they had, 7 different players score in this game. They had 2 guys finish with 15, the guys that you would think would get 15 tonight. Senior Hassan Kaba, sophomore Xavier Jones. They got 8 tonight from Brandon Peebles, all of those coming in the second half with 2 threes and a 2. Half dozen tonight for Jason Mallory on 2 threes. 3 in this basketball game late for Aiden Javier. The 5'7" sophomore guard Carlos Higgins came off the bench and added 2, and Ethan Bennett started at the 5 spot tonight and had 2 as well. Unofficially, Westerville South 8 of 9 at the charity stripe tonight for 89%. We take a look at tonight's Turbo Wash post-game stats for Westerville North, and what do we got, gentlemen? I've got 7 different basketball players that scored tonight, and I want to say 4 of them finished, make it 5 finished in double digits. They get 23 tonight from Elijah McCree, who got off hot out of the gate, had 16 in the first half, leads him tonight with a game-high 23. 14 for Tony Cornett, 12 in the second half, fouled out at the 4:45 mark, so got his money's worth in that area as well. 13 for Damian King. I'd love to know how many rebounds he had as well. Just affects the game in a lot of ways, talking about the 6'4" junior. 10 tonight for Medhani and 11 for Tyson Perkins, so 5 in double digits. Nate Roman added 5, Tyson Cornett added 4, and a high volume of free throws tonight for this team, which we would say is a good sign. I know it was something that after 4 attempts on Friday was something at least Westerville North had their eye on, and tonight much more aggressive. 14 of 20 at the stripe for 70%. North led 18-10 at the end of one, 23-7 run in the second quarter, made it 41-17 at the break. They go on a 21-19 run in the third. They open up a 62-36 advantage. We did get to a running clock for a moment in the fourth quarter, but give credit to Westerville South. They continued to fight and got rid of that running clock, and we get to our final score tonight of 80-59. 51, and we shared the number maybe that tells the story more than any other tonight. South led 7-2, and looked like we were going to have ourselves a basketball game. They came out with energy, hit a couple shots, aggressive defensively. Next thing you know, North goes on a 16-3 run. They lead 18-10 at the end of one, and then they add that 23-7 advantage in the second quarter and make it 41-17, and it was an uphill battle for the team in red and white from that point on, and Westerville North does win tonight, and they win tonight by the final of 80-51. So that is the final numbers, brought to you by Turbo Wash Car Wash, and we're about the only people left here. That's a normal night here at Ed Kalo Court as we kind of wrap things up. Want to say thanks again to Dave's Hot Chicken on Polaris Parkway for feeding our crew tonight. They've got 3 locations in Columbus, 15th and High on the Ohio State campus, Sawmill Road in Dublin, and the location on Polaris Parkway. Thank you to Kyle, Josh, Trey, and the rest of the team at Dave's Hot Chicken. They're got those Dave's Chicken Bites right now. Whole white meat, chicken tender bites with a side of fries, slice of bread, pickles, and a side of Dave's sauce, all for $10.49, open tonight till 11 p.m. Thanks again to Stephan Family Dental for being tonight's official game sponsor. Kyle Haskins with Geico Insurance, our insurance agent of the game. Remember Oasis City Church next Tuesday and Wednesday for all your holiday season worship needs. Christmas Eve next Tuesday at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. at the North Spring campus, and Christmas Eve services next Wednesday at their Eastwind location. Those services are scheduled for 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And what else can I tell you? I want to tell you that Quaker Steak and Lube has that all-you-can-eat wing night. What night of the week is that, Coop? That is, that is on Tuesday nights. That is tonight. All-you-can-eat wings for $22 at Quaker Steak and Lube. You can visit thelube.com for all the details. And I think we've paid every bill. Will you allow me to pay one more? Just a business that really partners with us around this holiday season. One final time, I want to remind you that the Honey Baked Ham and Turkey Feast is the best of all worlds, with a signature bone-in half ham, a smoked or roasted turkey breast, and your choice of 4 delicious heat and serve side dishes like cheesy potatoes au gratin, Tuscan-style broccoli, maple sweet potato souffle. Not sure what you want? Visit honeybake.com to see all of their complete meal options and new take and bake slider and biscuit lineup. Honey Baked has everything you need for a stress-free Christmas. Honey Baked Ham, 1374 Polaris Parkway. Click on that QR code right now and they'll take you to some money-saving offers online. So we appreciate all of our sponsors here on Tuesday Night Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford. And one final time, we say thanks to Ryan Krieger, Chris Thomas, and the team at Krieger Ford, home of the Krieger commitment, best cars, best people, and peace of mind. What's upcoming for these two teams? Westerville South at home Friday night against Delaware Hayes, and they play in a special event on Monday where Westerville North will be playing at Capitol. Westerville South will be playing at the Holiday Hoopla at the Columbus Convention Center against a dangerous Grove City Greyhound team. That tip time on Monday is slated for 4:30. Westerville North, 3 games in 3 days. Westland Friday night at 6:30 at the Lindsley School. And remember, that's a girls and boys doubleheader. Girls game at 1 p.m., boys game at 3 p.m., and then Sunday the 21st at 6:50, they will take on Lutheran East at Capital University. Again, the Division V state champs. The next time we talk to you is Friday, January the 2nd at 7:30. When the Warriors host Westerville Central. We'll go on the air at 7 o'clock with the North Star Family Dental pregame show. Then rematch in this series, January 30th at Westerville North, 7:30 tip time. We'll be there that night as well, 7 o'clock with the North Star Family Dental pregame show. Well, that puts a wrap on Tuesday Night Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford from here at Westerville South. Thanks to Shan Trusley and Lawrence Pack with Westerville North. Big thank you to first-year varsity varsity head coach Trevor Kielmeyer. Boy, we wish him the best as he continues to just do what they do here at Westerville South, and that's play good defense and win basketball games. Really appreciate all of his help getting us ready tonight. Thanks to North AD Wes Elefritz. Thanks to South Athletic Director Jeff Good. And thanks to the guys that helped bring it to you tonight, our on-site producer Ricky Cooper and our cameraman Price Cooper. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Remember, they are the lifeblood that allows us to bring you Westerville North Athletics. We encourage you to support them as much as you can. If nothing else, pop in and tell them thanks for supporting what we do. Say thanks for helping us get these games on the air. But a thank you tonight to Stephan Family Dental, tonight's official game sponsor, providing quality family dentistry, putting patients first for more than 40 years. You can learn more at StephanFamilyDental.com. You can order a permanent digital download of tonight's broadcast that includes full high-definition video. All the details on how you can pick up a copy are on our screen. It allows us to have the resources to do what we do. You will be able to watch this game on demand for the next 30 days, completely free of charge as well. For Shan Trustley, Lawrence Pack, Damian King, Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, and our entire Westerville North Sports Network broadcast team, my name is Rick Cooper, saying so long from an empty Ed Kalo court here on the campus of Westerville South High School, where the Warriors a big winner tonight. They win by the final of 80-51. It is win number 27 in a row and number 19 in a row in the OCC Capital. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. Have a good night, everybody.